You keep reaching endlessly, yet each new achievement still leaves your life feeling strangely empty inside. What if pursuing a better future is teaching you to overlook the life unfolding around you? Your days become waiting rooms for money or love, while the breakthrough keeps moving farther away. You fear gratitude means surrender, so your peace remains locked behind another achievement in the future. While you wait to feel complete, whole seasons of your life can pass almost entirely unnoticed. Each morning, you check a screen before noticing what your own tired body is actually feeling. You rush through breakfast, believing real life begins only after the next important milestone finally arrives. Even rest feels undeserved because your mind demands one more achievement before allowing any real relief. Slowly, each ordinary good thing fades into background noise instead of something you can truly feel. This story shows how to keep ambition alive without abandoning the life already carrying you there. Your mind turns yesterday's miracle into today's normal, then quickly starts searching for another missing piece. That adaptation protects survival, but it can quietly steal the wonder from every improvement you make. You compare your private struggle with visible success, then mistake that unfair picture for personal failure. Your attention relentlessly searches for what is missing, while every source of support fades from view. Dissatisfaction can push you forward, but relying on it slowly burns the person who carries it. You mistake gratitude for settling, so you keep your inner wound open to protect your motivation. Your imagined future self becomes a judge, condemning every unfinished part of who you are now. Some emptiness is painfully real, but narrowed attention can make it look like your entire life. Daniel finally entered the small apartment he had once prayed he could someday afford by himself. Before moving there, he slept on a friend's sofa, while each paycheck still felt dangerously uncertain. That apartment meant privacy and safety, giving him one quiet place where he could rebuild himself. On his first evening, Daniel ate takeout on the floor and finally breathed without constant fear. He promised this small home would never feel invisible, ordinary, or unworthy of his gratitude again. 3 months later, he complained about the cramped rooms that had once quietly protected his life. A promotion finally came, but soon, the extra salary felt almost completely normal to him again. Online furniture photos made his modest home look like clear evidence that he had somehow failed. He stayed late at work chasing progress, while missing evenings inside the home he already had. He ignored his mother's calls, promising he would answer after the next demanding deadline finally passed. One Saturday, Daniel found his old moving photograph still hanging beside those same worn apartment keys. In that photograph, the empty apartment looked less like poverty and much more like unexpected rescue. Nothing had changed enough to explain why gratitude slowly hardened into quiet resentment deep inside him. Daniel finally understood that his attention had changed more dramatically than his actual life ever had. Gratitude does not deny the stain. It quietly notices the shelter that still surrounds that stain. Your pain can remain true without becoming the only truth your attention is allowed to hold. Wanting something better is not the problem. Disappearing from your present life while chasing it is. Appreciation does not weaken ambition. It removes self-hatred from the engine that drives you forward. Daniel stopped asking whether his life looked impressive before he was finally allowed to feel grateful. Instead, he asked what was quietly carrying him forward through this difficult, unfinished day before him. Before any upgrade arrived, the same apartment slowly became a home Daniel could finally feel again. Before checking your phone, quietly name one specific thing that already supports your life this morning. Choose something concrete like warm water or dependable shelter, not some abstract idea of good fortune. Then name why it matters, because gratitude deepens when its value becomes truly specific and personal. When comparison appears, ask yourself which part of your present life it just quietly erased today. Before the day ends, prove your gratitude through one small action another person can actually feel. Send the message now instead of assuming the people you deeply love already know they matter. Care for the room or body that quietly carries you through these difficult and ordinary days. At night, write one clear sentence describing what helped you survive this exact and difficult day. Write this honestly. Today hurt deeply, and one steady thing supported me through the entire day. Repeat this practice for 7 full days before deciding whether your emotional landscape has truly changed. Do not force happiness. Train your attention to recognize support without pretending that the pain disappeared. Then take your next ambitious step from appreciation rather than hatred of your own unfinished present. One day, this ordinary room may become the place your heart remembers with the greatest clarity. The familiar hand you barely notice may not always be waiting quietly beside your own hand. This body you criticize still carries you, even through mornings you believed were impossible to face. A family meal may someday become the memory you would give everything to revisit just once. The voice you ignored today may someday exist only inside your quietest and most precious memories. This is not a warning to panic. It is an invitation to finally become fully present. Your life is unfolding right now, even while important parts still remain unfinished and painfully uncertain. Daniel still pursued the promotion, but he no longer treated each present day as completely disposable. He ate breakfast without a screen, allowing one quiet morning to reach him completely once again. He returned his mother's calls before deadlines, instead of waiting until every task felt fully complete. The apartment remained small, but it stopped serving as painful evidence that Daniel had somehow failed. His ambition became a path, not punishment. His daily effort felt calmer and easier to sustain. Your problems may remain tomorrow, while some important answers may stay painfully unclear for much longer. Gratitude will not erase grief or debt, nor remove deep loneliness and the difficult work ahead. Gratitude gives your feet firm ground while you slowly rebuild whatever remains painfully broken inside you. You can want more from life while still belonging completely to this unfinished moment. Right here, tonight, name one ordinary thing you refuse to overlook and let that become your new beginning.